at KBLA 1580.
Follow the leader.
Are you ready?
The station leading the way with exclusive interviews,
Follow the leader.
stimulating conversation, and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs.
Follow the leader.
Follow the leader at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
You heard the video this morning talking about narcissists and lies. A big part of lies is overt, of like, let me lie to your face, and then covert, let me just keep something back. So today we want to talk about these aspects of lies of omission, of how narcissists uses lies to be able to hide, to be able to deceive, and to be able to just pull back just enough information to be able to get by. Now, whether this is on a certain aspect of like, let me hold this back so I don't feel bad, so I don't get caught, so I don't get in trouble, so I don't have shame or guilt or look bad or whatever it might be, there's always this aspect of pulling back. Maybe you have this aspect of like, you feel like he always left something out of the conversation. Like there's like a gap in the time frame. There's like something that happened. There's like a difference. There's even an energy or a focus that like, wait a second, something seems wrong. Maybe there's the aspect that you felt like your gut told you something. Like, I just don't feel right. Something about this seems off. Today we're going to talk about lies of omission, some of the tactics and excuses, and then how to be able to solve it. Like what to be able to look for and to be able to process going through. So lies, we see this a lot, right? Narcissists love to lie. I love to lie because I wanted to be able to get away with what I wanted to get away with. I wanted to be able to be a person that I thought I was, even though I wasn't demonstrating that or acting or showing that on a consistent basis. So you have narcissists out there that are going to lie, to cheat, to steal, to deceive, to do anything they can to avoid the truth. They're going to do anything they can to be able to run from this truth and anything to avoid the guilt and the shame that comes from it, the shame that it causes. Now, sometimes people are like, narcissists don't have guilt, they don't have shame. They do, but it's very small. It's very microscopic because I have to be able to get away from it as fast as possible. It's like you're boiling a pot of water on the stove and you go and you accidentally stick your hand in it as you're going to grab the spoon and you jerk your hand back out. It's because it hurt, right? It's the same concept that a narcissist feels when they're engaging with guilt and shame. It hurts. I gotta get away from it. I gotta run from it as fast as I can because I can't engage with the truth because of what it reveals about myself. So as a result...
So listen. The voice of reason returns, man. And listen, what's really happening, which I absolutely love, right? What's happening is topics are coming in from all over the country. Specifically Houston, Texas. But topics are coming in from all over the country. Specifically Austin, Texas. But topics are coming in from all over the country. People want to have real conversations about how to engage in relationships. Now, let me explain something to you about healthy relationships versus unhealthy relationships so you can understand where this topic is taking us. Being able to talk and share, right, with one another is part of the relational dynamic, the dyadic dynamic, right? Being able to share your truth. No one's ever questioned it. No one's ever stepped in and said, why is it that we have to wait a certain amount of time before we start really having real substantive conversations? Well, the real reason is because people don't want to ruin the relationship. They don't want to ruin the connection. You got to remember that first 18 months is called the honeymoon period or the enhancement bias. So typically people are really afraid of showing their true self. So we're really conditioned to lie, to posture, to pantomime, to perform in that 18-month window. It's really sad, but that's simply the game, how we've been conditioned to play it. And the reason why we're having this discussion is because most people can't recognize mental illness within themselves or within others, right? Most people have no idea of what they're looking at, okay? So the big piece that comes up from this particular topic, listen, tonight's topic, the bridled tongue. Now this cuts both ways, a mechanism for image control and mass protection. Well, the way relationships are set up in America today, you should not reveal so much of everything in the beginning. That's just how it's set up, right? We have a concept that's called oversharing, where we share too much. We share too much too soon, right? And that's because you might not like what I'm about to say. That's because we're fear-based relationships. We have fear-based relationships. The fear of turning someone off. The fear of ruining the connection. The fear of ruining the chemistry. Do you get what I'm saying? Your relationships, for the most part, are not set up for the human you to show up. The human in you has to show up later on when the connection is solidified. It's unfortunate, but that's kind of what it is. And because it's set up like that, it creates the perfect condition for someone who might be a covert narcissist, for someone who may have narcissism, for someone who may have BPD, to kind of slip past your defenses. The enhancement bias says this. When there's a new relationship, the people on the outside of the relationship they have a better sense of if the relationship will work or not because they're not emotionally invested. The two people in the new relationship, they tend to marginalize the other person's downside, the other person's negative characteristics, and they aggrandize their positive characteristics. Why? Because they're invested in the relationship working. So we may not pay too much attention to the bridled tongue in the beginning. We may not know, hey, this person is not talking as a means of protecting their projected image. This person is not sharing everything as a means of protecting the mask. The mask is saying, this is who I am, this is how I am, this is what I'm about. And so I'm only going to give you things that support the mask. I'm not going to give you anything that supports what the mask is covering. That reveals itself later. So when you look at Abraham Maslow's work, when you look at self-realization, self-actualization, they are talking about the human being at its optimum true state. So when you get into Krishnamurti's work, and Krishnamurti is talking about self-knowledge, he's talking about self-awareness, many people are afraid of being and presenting their true self, which is part of the motive for why their tongue is bridled. I've got questions. What correlations can be drawn between strategic, self-imposed silence and image control? These questions are for real questions. You guys want to be in a relationship, right? You guys want to have somebody that understands you, right? But if you got a strategic, self-imposed silence game. See, relationships are about intimacy, talking with one another, sharing with one another, confiding in one another, revealing yourselves to one another. That's an intimacy builder. Would you say this strategic, self-imposed silence and image control with regards to what you say is an intimacy killer? How does finding one's voice contribute to potential exposure of a partner's mask? That's one way to look at it. How does opening up and becoming vulnerable, right? Yeesh. Reveal your mask. A lot of people don't want to reveal their mask. So they become the listener. Oh, I understand. I'm listening. I'm paying attention. I'm listening to what you have to say. Right? I want to know what you think. What are your thoughts? Right? Strategic, because they don't want to reveal themselves. Right? The bridled tongue, a mechanism for control and mask protection. Yee. Does image control directly influence attachment styles? I would say it's the other way around. I think attachment styles, in particular, I would say, the fearful avoidance, the dismissive avoidance, right? I would say those particular styles do. I would even say anxious preoccupied would avoid sharing everything too. And I would think they would use a strategic, silence. Mum's the word. You can't be mum in an intimate relationship. You just can't. At some point, you have to reveal. How does bridling the tongue over time contribute to the schism between mask protection and authentic love? Listen. Observe. Just observe. Observe your partner. If your partner is intentionally trying to protect themselves, you'll see it. When you ask direct questions, they may give listen what I said, may give indirect answers. You have covert and overt. They might just overtly say, I don't want to answer that. I don't want to talk about that. Or they may covertly answer with a word salad or a direct attempt to shift the conversation somewhere else. Yeesh. Is keeping the peace merely a function of mask protection and sustainability? Yes, they get evasive. Sometimes they might get defensive, right? Whose mask is being protected most when it comes to bridling the tongue? You know what's interesting? You got a lot of people who say, I don't feel heard or I don't feel seen. But you're moving in the relationship in a clandestine way. How am I supposed to see you if you obfuscate your intentions? If you muddle your intentions intentionally? I know y'all not ready tonight. The bridled tongue. I think it can be good in some instances, especially when you're angry. The bridled tongue is perfect. But if you're trying to hide a worthiness wound, a shame wound, if you're trying to hide some insecurities and you're in a relationship because you want closeness, but you're doing everything in your power to reject closeness, where are we now? How does the concept of the bridled tongue intercept with the notion of self-imposed silence as a tool for image control? I want to know, have you done it? Has it been done to you? When we come forward, the voice of reason, back on a Monday night with another slapper.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment. LA's 99 neighborhood councils form the grassroots level of the Los Angeles city government. The system was created to connect LA's diverse communities to City Hall. While neighborhood council board members are volunteers, they are also public officials elected to office by the members of their community. Neighborhood councils advocate on issues like homelessness, housing, land use, emergency preparedness, public safety, parks, transportation, and sustainability. They also provide local expertise on the delivery of city services to their various communities. Neighborhood councils are open to participation by anyone who is a part of the fabric of daily life in said community. This includes those who live, work, or own property or a business. If you are interested in stepping up to join your local neighborhood council, visit www.empowerla.org. That's empowerla.org. It's time to think globally, but act locally. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
You know know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Allow me to show you something.
Somebody give me, somebody tell me the answers. Me and you isn't the answer. Me and you isn't. Maybe I'm telling myself that, but there ain't nothing that'll change that. What good would it be if I knew how you felt about me? Yeah. It could have been right, but I was wrong. Only think about you and I'm alone. Part of me that cared is gone, and I know that I can't get caught up. We could have been, and we try to pretend every now and again. We don't dream about, don't think about what we could have been. No, I'm holding it in, cause I know in the end, you dream about, I think about what we could have been. We could have been.
So today I will discuss the narcissist lying by omission. Lying, there's so many versions of the lie. Some are small, others big, some can be damaging to a relationship, and others are meant to protect. Lying is complicated, and deciphering why someone has lied to you can be stressful and confusing. Does the type of lie told by somebody else really matter? What about their reason for lying? When you are lied to, you lose trust in the person and yourself because you question what is actually real. When someone outright says an untruth, it is easy to see that as lying. But what about lying by omission? The lies where the person doesn't directly lie, they just leave out information to influence how you interpret the situation. Is lying by omission really a lie, and how do narcissists use lying by omission in their control and manipulation? A lie involves an intention to deceive. With a lie, you provide information that is false when compared to reality. If you and your partner are trying to save money and you stop for fast food on the way home, you may say that you didn't stop for fast food because you don't want to admit you went against what you two agreed on. You lied to hide the truth. With most lies, it is the person saying something that is not true. However, another form of lying in which the person doesn't directly provide false information is lying by omission. Lying by omission is when someone leaves out important information as a way to deceive. They don't directly provide a false statement, they just don't give you all of the information. For example, let's say that you have been talking to your ex and you know your partner wouldn't agree with this. You spend time with your friends and then get coffee with your ex before coming home. Your partner asks you what you did and you say you went with friends and had coffee and came home. All of that is 100% true. You described your day to your partner. However, you left out the detail of having coffee with your ex. You left out this because you didn't want your partner to know you had seen your ex. This is lying by omission. You have purposefully withheld information to present a picture different from reality. This withholding of information or omission is still lying because there is an intent to deceive. Lying by omission is still lying even if you didn't directly tell a falsehood. People lie by omission for many different reasons, such as due to fear, shame, or guilt. They may fear the response from the other person for the action they did. They might feel shame that a truth will be told.
Listen, is that the technique that many women use? That will enable them to say things like, women are better liars than men because they lie with the truth? I know, I'm just asking. I don't know. I'm just asking. Because I was in the cigar lounge the other day, sitting down talking to a group of women, and they all, every last one of them, agreed that women are better liars, yet don't lie as much. And I said, well, how can you be better at something without practicing it? We're better. You guys are not as smart. You guys don't think. You don't think it through. I think men are overt liars and not good liars. And I think the best male liars have been taught by some women. Call in. Tell me I'm wrong. I don't know. The bridled tongue. Many people refuse to share because they don't want to reveal themselves. Well, relationship is a space where you have to be exposed. You've heard me say this before. You gotta get naked. Huh? Nzinga say you may be on to something. I know. The concept of the bridled tongue emerges as a powerful metaphor that encapsulates the delicate balance between self-expression and self-preservation. The bridled tongue akins to the reins that guides a spirited horse. It represents the conscious act of withholding words, thoughts, or emotions in order to maintain a carefully constructed image and protect oneself from the vulnerability of true intimacy. This metaphor intertwines with the active act of omission, where deliberate silence becomes a shield against the revelation of one's authentic self within intimate relationships. Listen, you have to be the true you, right? If you want a happy relationship, if you want a sustained love, you have to be the true you. How many people you know take as much time as they need to become their true self in a relationship? And I'm not saying anything is wrong with that. But when you wake up and it's 6 years later and you're only 35% into the true you, come on, man. Come on. You know, you're bound to be unhappy. You got 65% of falsity still in existence in that relationship connection. The art of strategic, self-imposed silence is a nuanced practice that intertwines with the intricacies of image control. By choosing when to speak and when to remain silent, individuals sculpt a facade that aligns with their desired perception. This calculated restraint of words can serve as a protective barrier against the perceived threats of judgment, rejection, or vulnerability. In this context, silence becomes a tool for shaping and preserving one's image in the eyes of others. A mask carefully maintained through the art of omission. Be honest with me tonight. Have you dated somebody like that? When we come forward, are you that person? We gonna get into it.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. The White House is pushing back against Republican criticism aimed at President Biden for marking Sunday as Transgender Day of Visibility. The day is held annually on March 31st and coincidentally fell on the same day as Easter this year. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre, who is black, told reporters the president stands for bringing people together and upholding the dignity and freedoms of every American. The proclamation Sunday sparked outrage from conservatives, including former President Trump, Speaker Mike Johnson, and black South Carolina Senator Tim Scott. The rate of HIV infections in metro Atlanta is among the highest in the country. A Fulton County health official told the AJC that most recent data shows just over 25 people out of every 100,000 people in a 20-county area were diagnosed in 2021. The CDC says black and Hispanic males are among those with the most new infections. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
The Dodgers' first bobblehead giveaway of the 2024 season, Saturday, March 30th at 6:10 p.m. versus the Cardinals. The first 40,000 fans in attendance receive a Freddie Freeman bobblehead presented by Bank of America. For tickets and info, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Follow the leader.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at KBLA 1580.
Follow the leader.
Are you ready?
The station leading the way with exclusive interviews,
Follow the leader.
stimulating conversation, and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs.
Follow the leader.
Follow the leader at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month. If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. Pro Football Hall of Famer and urban peace pioneer Jim Brown believed in just that. So he founded the Amera I Can Foundation for Social Change in 1988, focusing on at-risk and high-risk youth in underserved schools and juvenile detention facilities, as well as adult incarceration and reentry initiatives. The core of the Amera I Can program is its 15-chapter life skills curriculum. Mastery of these skills allows individuals to meet their academic potential, conform their behavior to acceptable societal standards, and improve the quality of their lives by equipping them with what they need to confidently and successfully contribute to society. Today, the foundation is led by its president, Monique Brown, who has been actively involved in the organization for more than 25 years. The Amera I Can Foundation continues its work in memory of its founder, actor, philanthropist, and NFL legend Jim Brown. To get involved or make a donation, please visit AmeriICanCommunity.partners. That's AmeriICanCommunity.partners. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Climate justice, climate equity, climate resilience. By any other name, we demand environmental justice in 2024 and beyond. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we don't black down.
Eggs are a staple in our diets, and there's only one egg with more delicious farm fresh taste plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best. With more vitamins, including 6 times more vitamin D and 10 times more vitamin E, plus 25% less saturated fat than ordinary eggs. Available in so many delicious varieties: classic, cage-free, and organic. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Joe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Real talk, Usher, Just Blaze, been helping.
It's the last word she said to me. Now I'm wishing she was still here with me. And now that day's here, every man gotta shed tears. Right? Never miss a good thing till it leaves you. But finally I realize that I need you. I want you back. Baby girl, I need you back. Gotta have you back, babe. Heartbroken when you left my world. Man, I wish I would've kept my girl. I love you. I don't know what I'm gonna do without my baby. It's driving me crazy because I'm missing my baby. I'm going out of my mind and I'm running out of time. Oh, I just wish I could find you, girl. Oh, I'm about to go crazy, crazy, baby. I'm going out of my head and all the things that I said. I wish that I never said them now. Oh, baby, what you say now? And still I want you.
Narcissists. Lies They Tell and the Secrets They Keep by Kim Saeed, narrated by Eva Gray. Narcissists will rarely ever confess to it, but most of your worst fears regarding your relationship are happening right under your nose. You know that ever-present vague sense of dread you have in the pit of your stomach, wondering if they're lying or telling the truth? That's your intuition, which can cause physical sensations in the body. Our gut feelings are called that for a reason. Research suggests that emotion and intuition are very much rooted in the second brain, in the gut. In fact, Michael Gershon, professor and chair of pathology and cell biology at Columbia, says, "The gut can work independently of any control by the brain in your head. It's functioning as a second brain. It's another independent center of integrative neural activity." But don't take my word for it. You can read all about it on Psychology Today in an article titled Your Backup Brain. My job here is to give you a breakdown of how the narcissist in your life, employing very specific techniques of psychological manipulation, lies in your face while keeping hidden secrets that would literally bring you to your knees. In this video, I map out the 4 most common lies of narcissistic spouses, fiancés, and partners of varying degrees of intimacy, and the secrets they're keeping from you. Lie number 1. Baby, I'd never do that to you. You mean everything to me. You and I are soulmates, remember? I'd lie down and die for you. The fact that you're even suggesting I've been unfaithful is almost more than I can bear. Hidden secret. They very much are doing that to you. Those texts they get at inopportune times, the hypervigilance in keeping a passcode on the home screen of their phone, the weird disappearances, those are all signs that they're still seeing their ex. In fact, they're telling them the same lies they're telling you. Don't fall for their excessive charm and candy-coated untruths. In fact, you may want to start writing everything down so your logical mind can make connections and see patterns that your brainwashed mind is sweeping aside. Lie number 2. I never made that promise to you. I have no idea what you're talking about. It's clear that you misunderstood what I said. Or, I don't recall that specific conversation, but whatever I said wasn't meant in the way you understood it. Hidden secret. You do remember it correctly, and you understood it perfectly. This is a classic...
Her voice was tripping me out, but some of the things she was saying might have hit home. See, let me just say, would you say loneliness is better than dealing with someone like this? Would you say being alone is better? Now, I know we're human beings and we're wired for connection, but would you say being alone is better than having to deal with someone like this? And the reason why I ask this question is quite simple. And listen, I understand the spiritual piece, right? The spiritual piece is about being able to see how you show up and then making, corrections within yourself. And I get all of that, right? But I really would like to know if you knew, like if you could see, right, before it all transpired, right, before it got bad, if you could see, would you proceed forward in a relationship with someone who had these characteristics, right? We all think, I caught you in a bold-faced lie, or I caught you. I see, remember, there's overt lies and covert lies and all of that, right? But the covert lies are so slick that somebody could be lying to us for years, and we may not pick up on it. And I think that would be very hurtful and problematic. We got a caller on the line. Attila from Houston, Texas. Get in here. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic? Seeing that
Hello, how are you?
Seeing that you delivered it to us. I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. I'm well. All right. So I wanted to lay a couple of disclaimers down for some of the other callers. So I did not write this topic for like little white lies. I did not write this topic for people who don't want to admit that they lie. I ain't got time for that. We wrote this topic for honest people. I wrote this topic from the perspective of a manipulator, period. Ain't no positive. I'm not talking about positive stuff right now. I'm talking about the truth. Being a manipulator, using unspoken, the things that you don't speak, those silent agreements, if you will, to manipulate people, period. So, you want to talk about image control?
Yes,
if
go
you
ahead.
are a people pleaser or a perfectionist of some sort, and a lot of people try to use that as a strength, but that's a whole nother topic, you are a liar already out the gate.
Right. Wait. Hold on. Hold on. You're telling me that someone who is just head over heels with their image, right? And they're trying to come across as, I've got it all together. I'm all together. Everything is in alignment. My life is good. I'm good. Everything. I'm blessed and highly favored. You're saying that's a liar?
I mean, we all are. What's a highlight reel? That's why those are popular. It's easy access to lie about who you really are and what you're really dealing with. Now, as you said, there are positives, or rather protections, to not revealing everything about yourself right away. I completely agree with that. But when we're talking about image control, meaning that you're trying to project a certain thing out to people, because everyone knows, for the most part, that people are more attached to the image than they are to the actual person, even though we complain about it. Deep down inside, I think integrally we know that. So hence why that image is so important. As far as the mask, right, I think for people who don't want to tap into their emotions, who they really are, I'm talking to men specifically a lot of times, there's this like over-reliance on logic, kind of like you spoke to this morning about the left brain, right brain thing. If you're someone who over-relies on logic and structure and things being a certain way, you probably are a liar too. The lie is built within the structure.
This deep. So
that's why your structures never last. That's why they collapse, because you built the structure with a lie inside of it. Sorry, go ahead.
Wow. So you probably would feel shame if the structure fell and people saw it. You'd probably feel like, yo, I'm going to be judged if my structure is deemed unsound. So you now start to employ lies to make the structure seem sound and look as if it is operating correctly. Is that what you say? Oh, my God. Hold tight. When we come forward, me and Attila will continue to break this thing down.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Hey LA, be an eco-friendly hero. Join LADWP's Power Savers program and use your smart thermostat to help ease strain on the electric grid during peak electric demand. You'll save electricity while you lower your bill. Plus, as a power saver, you can get up to $185 in prepaid gift cards. Don't have a smart thermostat? No problem. Shop and sign up at ladwp.com/Power Savers program. That's ladwp.com/Power Savers program. To help combat climate change, LADWP is helping neighborhoods have better access to electric vehicles by awarding nearly $130 million in EV rebates to customers just like you. From big savings on used EVs to building new charging plazas, LADWP is charging ahead to help all Angelinos experience the benefits of EVs. Get rebates of up to $4,000 for a used EV and $1,750 for a charger. Learn more at ladwp.com/EV. That's ladwp.com/EV.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment through the arts. Tia Chucha Central Cultural is on a mission to transform community in the Northeast San Fernando Valley and beyond through ancestral knowledge, the arts, literacy, and creative engagement. The Northeast San Fernando Valley has a population of about 500,000, the size of the city of Oakland, yet it has no bookstores, art galleries, or full-fledged cultural spaces until Tia Chuchas opened its doors in 2001. Founded by renowned poet and activist Luis Rodriguez, Tia Chuchas Cultural Center provides a year-round free or low-cost arts and literacy bilingual intergenerational programming in mural painting, music, dance, writing, visual arts, healing art sessions, and healing talking circles. Activities also include Mexica, Aztec dance, indigenous cosmology, philosophy, and 2 weekly open mic nights, one in Spanish, the other in English. In addition, they host author readings, film screenings, and art exhibits. To express yourself, heal yourself, attend an event, or volunteer, please visit www.tiachucha.org. That's TIACHUCHA.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Narcissists love to lie by omission. Let me just tell you what I did with leaving out the parts that you're not going to be happy about because I know I did something wrong. A narcissist will lie by omission, say they forgot, and when you finally catch them, like it's not that big of a deal because it's not a lie. I didn't intentionally lie to you. Let's talk about this word of intention because I love it because it's an easy way to be able to flip it back on the narcissist. The narcissist will be like, I didn't intentionally lie to you. I didn't intentionally hurt you. Okay, well, you didn't intentionally tell me the truth. And you also didn't intentionally not hurt me. So as a result, you still didn't walk into the aspect with any intentions at all to actually be kind, loving, give respect, and honest. Take the intention, flip it around. Narcissists will say it's not their intention, okay? You need to actually look like, okay, what is their actual intention? If they have no intention, that means they really don't care.
Wow. Yikes. Man, we're all guilty of that kind of stuff. I can't wait until we spiritually grow up a little bit to be able to allow more grace for when we falter. We're going to falter forever. I know people don't want to hear that. I know people don't want to wrap their minds around it. But faltering is inbuilt in the human condition, and we're going to falter forever. The key is to get better with each falter so that it becomes imperceptible, right? One of Michael Jackson's greatest nights was Motown 25 in Pasadena, right? And he destroyed the Billie Jean performance. Destroyed it, right? Everybody was like, wow, wow. Mike was upset with himself in the performance. He wanted to stick the landing on the toes, right? He wanted to land on his toes and freeze a little longer. And he didn't freeze as long as he wanted to freeze. But he froze enough for everybody else to go bananas. Right? It was the flaw was imperceptible to the onlooker. Everybody was in awe and engulfed by his presence. But for him, something was wrong. He was like, I didn't stay on my toes long enough. And now the odd part is when you go back and watch it, you see that he didn't stay on his toes that long. Now you see the flaw. Just because he mentioned his dissatisfaction. Do you understand what I'm saying? We're always going to have some kind of flaws. You understand? When they finished recording the Thriller album, Mike went in to hear the final mixes and broke down in tears because the album sounded horrible. So he forced everybody back into the studio. They took another 2 weeks to remix it again. Then it came out banging. So come on. Like, being flawed is part of the human condition. But being flawed in relationships is difficult to do without judgment. And I'm talking about not the judgment you receive from your partner. Because a lot of times we want to say, oh, I don't want to be judged. But in a lot of cases, the biggest judge in your life is that judge in your spirit. I know you don't want to hear it that way. I'll tell her from Houston, Texas, get back in here.
Okay, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yes. Your thoughts.
My bad. Okay, so, man, the grace, the mercy sounds so nice. So nice.
Here we go.
Yeah, but I deserve. Wait a minute. But I deserve. Sorry, I cannot stand that spirit. We have a spirit of I deserve in this society. It's irritating, and I kind of want to talk about that when it comes to lying. When you're so focused on what you deserve instead of becoming what it is that you need to become to attract it, you're a liar. You are a liar. You lie to yourself. You lying to them. You lying to everybody else. Let me tell you why. If people were to actually see these lists that people come up with and they scrunch their face when they look at it and they look at the other person, you're not there yet. You're not there yet. Like, nobody's looking at that list like, I can see that. That makes sense. Like, no. They're looking at you crazy because it doesn't match. And this is the thing. We make fun of it because we see it on social media, but how many of us have internal, spiritual, emotional, mental needs and lists and things that we don't reveal to ourselves, let alone our partner? And we lie about that too.
We might be saying things like, you're not ready to know the truth. How often do we tell our partners that? And listen, I've been in enough arguments to know. If I would have told you, you would have responded. How often do we justify a lie by projecting how we think our partner would have behaved?
Okay, but how many times do they say women can't handle the truth? Women don't want to know the truth. Women can't handle the truth.
Women say men can't handle the truth either. Women say the same thing now. Come on. If I would have told you the truth, you would have flew off the handle.
But that's the thing. Maybe the truth doesn't need to be handled. Maybe it just needs to be acknowledged and said.
That's good. I like that.
That's no different than trying to handle your partner, quote unquote. He can't handle me.
Let me ask you this, because you created this topic. Let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
For a woman,
Mm-hmm.
and biblically speaking, is it best that a woman bridle her tongue? Because women do speak life and death into the situation, man.
We both do. It's an equal partnership. It's an equal partnership. We are both contributing, manifesting this partnership.
But the Bible wasn't talking about our tongue.
Man,
I'm just asking. I need to know, what are your thoughts?
Man, please. It should have. Let me tell you why. Considering that women, I feel like we naturally are looking for love, which means that we use it as a transactional tool to get that love, right? We're not going to, at least at the beginning, we're not necessarily going to have an issue with the tongue at the beginning because we're trying to get the love. We're trying to transact that from you. The issues with the tongue come from resentment, from unmet needs, from unspoken desires, from silent contracts. That's why you got an issue with your girl.
Ooh, come on, Attila. Hey, listen. Attila coming with it right now. She coming with the fire. Listen. I think relationships have put women in a position to be fake. Just the way it's set up in society. Women.
I mean, that is true. Women. But we also, like, we're willing to do that. Our friendships are fake.
Ooh, come
on.
Hey,
girl. Hey, sis. Our friendships are fake. She don't mean you no good. She probably trying to sleep with your dude, or she's trying to ruin the relationship so y'all can be single together. Like, let's keep it a buck.
Wait, stay right there. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. Stay right there. When we come forward, we gonna keep it fiery.